Hey everybody, welcome back to day 84 of Get Fit With Me or Stay Fat, whichever. My husband has friends over there playing D&D, so I'm actually gonna venture out on a walk run with my dog. My goal is to warm up and then alternate a minute running with a minute and a quarter of walking. Running, by the way, it's like a real loose term, okay? I would call it 1 minute of not walking while still moving and a minute and a quarter of walking. I'll hustle, okay? Like I'll hustle. I'll have a minute of hustle and then a minute and a quarter of walking. We will be out for at least 3 miles and we'll see how we do. Normally a 3-mile walk takes a little over an hour. I don't know what it'll take this time. We'll find out. I'm gonna have my running app on and it will actually be applicable because I will be in the technically running gait. So I am gonna get going and I'll see you guys at the end. In order to give you an idea of where I'm at with this whole running thing, I'm gonna wait until I'm on a level area, wait for my little orange rectangle to beep because that's how I'm doing these intervals. And then I will show you the speed or the lack of speed. But it's effort. It's effort. It's good effort. Tell that I'm breathing hard, which is fine. But, you know, I'm very aware of what I look like, so I look slow. Yep. That mailbox is about 30 feet away. Yep. It's not getting much closer very quickly. Wow, I passed it. Oh, here's the little road. Second mailbox. Going up a little hill now. A very little hill, which is good because I'm putting forth very little speed. Distracting myself with talking is very, very helpful. It's nice to know I can run for a minute. There we go. I think that distance was like 1/16 of a mile. Well, that's it for me today. I'm at my run. Just informed me that I've done 3.5 miles. I'm very close to my house. I got a phone call in between, so I think I had something like 12 non-consecutive minutes of running. I'll take it. That's the most that I've done in literally years. Not figuratively years, literally years. And me, the little dog is totally pooped now too. So me and the little dog are gonna go in, get some water. She's been using the bathroom the whole time, but I have not been so fortunate. So I will catch up with you in just a second for my daily totals. My calorie total today ended up being 1657 and my protein was an even 100 grams. So that I feel like is pretty good. Today was a sleep-in day and we ended up going to 11:30 mass, which meant that I didn't even start having breakfast until around 1 o'clock. Having late days like that really makes those calorie goals easier because I've just subtracted like 5 hours from possible eating time. You can eat a lot. You can eat a lot in 5 hours. But having an English muffin with some eggs and chèvre and a couple of cups of coffee was great. It was great to keep me satiated until well after my run. So I went for my run and got back at 6 o'clock. Pizza arrived about 15 minutes later and I was pretty good. You know, I had 1 slice of veggie pizza and to make sure that I made that protein goal, I had like a bunch of the meatballs that Rob made from last night. And when he makes them, he doesn't make it with a whole lot of panko or flour. It's pretty much just ground beef, egg whites, and some seasoning. So very meaty, very little filler. Had a few potato chips and some sour cream and onion dip. And when I say a few, I actually mean a few, like 5. So that's not usual. I have often wondered if exercise really curbs like my binge eating. I think there may be something to that. I was reflecting on my progress today, and I was thinking about how, because of these videos, I've kept going, and how in the past, even when I've been fairly consistent, it's not for long enough for me to see any kind of significant change. And of course, the problem with not seeing significant change is that you end up giving up because you're like, oh, it's not working. What's the point? You get kind of depressed and like, you just go back to old habits. But now I'm encountering a different problem, which is that I am seeing progress. And because I'm seeing progress, I'm like, oh, well, I'm doing good enough. This is pretty good. Like, I'm still moving in the right direction. Like, I've been editing videos, and in all of these videos, I'm like, so my calorie goal for today could have been better. The calories that I ended up having were 200, 300, 400 more than I had initially been planning, but oh well, I really enjoyed that donut, Oreo, giant cookie, hot chocolate, extra cup of coffee, and jar of peanuts combo. Oops, I guess my goal's just gonna take a little bit longer now. I'm watching myself and I'm like, you know, over the course of a week, it's not a huge deal. It's a couple of extra 100 calories a day, but it would help me get to that goal of losing a pound to a pound and a half a week, or even half a pound a week. Right now, part of it does have to do with my hormone cycle, where I will be very consistent, see no change, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, I go into like the luteal phase and I lose 3 pounds. But without that consistency beforehand, I don't think that sudden shift, once the phases shift, really happens. Oh, and if you're wondering about the stars, it's because even though I wrote a note on my hand to finish up my goals for the day, I forgot, took a shower, and I have a couple of blemishes. So, you know, what am I gonna do? Just let them sit there and not bash at them? Of course I am. And then they turn into giant red welts on my face, and then I remember that I forgot to do my daily goals. Now, these guys are, I don't know what they do. They pull out sebaceous fluid or some fluid. In theory, I don't know. I just kind of look at it like they're cute. They keep the area protected while I'm asleep. And look, they go with it's nice. All right, guys, well, I'm off for tonight. Thanks again for being here with me. I really like being here with you, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 85.